nothing. No movement, no sound, complete emptiness. Then, something. A speck, an idea. The idea could be anything. It could be everything.
Media Molecule is an incredibly special company. They have toyed with the idea of complicated physics made very accessible, as well as lots of customizable elements since their very inception. And of course, we love them for LittleBigPlanet, but their most ambitious title is out now. It's called Dreams. It's out exclusively for the PlayStation 4. So Sony has invested what I can only imagine is a tremendous amount of money and trust in this team to build something absolutely extraordinary. Dreams is a very hard title to encapsulate and to, clearly sort of propose exactly what this is, because it can be anything. This is another one of these types of interactive experiences that allows you to create interactive experiences. A lift on things like Minecraft or Dragon Quest Builders, Super Mario Maker, but this takes game building within a game to a whole other level. This is a game that doesn't even really define itself by its backbone or its engine. This is a game where you see so many iterations and so many different types of experiences crafted by people, and a lot of them aren't even games. A lot of them are little like micro movies or just music videos. People are uploading little elements, like they'll sculpt a character and stick it up into the dreamscape or the dream universe. And I gotta tell you something, this is a lot. I've spent like at least 10 hours, maybe 15 hours over a couple of days just getting lost in it. I experimented with building some stuff, but for the most part I was just sort of getting my feet under me, trying to understand what Dreams is capable of, especially as it has just launched. Now, there's been about a year's worth of development from different people all across the world, lots of, alpha testers and beta testers and people within the Media Molecule community. So there is a tremendous amount of content for you to peruse right out of the gate, but also know that this has just entered into the wider world, and a lot of people are getting their hands on it now, and this was probably just the first weekend that a lot of people checked this out, and they've started to craft things. So I'm going to review this game based on what I've seen so far, but probably more than any other game that I've reviewed, this is a game that warrants taking a future look at it down the road, because it's just going to keep blossoming and all kinds of incredible dreams are going to come to fruition. What I can tell you is that I played a ton of platformer type action adventure style games. I played some traditional adventure games. I played some action role-playing experiences. I played some very cool racing games. One of them looked like a level from Wipeout, and I'm racing around in my AG vehicle and I'm like, oh my god, this is incredible. Another one lifts on some of that anti-gravity kind of racing, but threw all kinds of weather systems at it, and really visually stunning stuff. There was also some overhead racing experiences that reminded me of Micro Machines or RC Pro-Am from Rare. Media Molecule has also crafted a bunch of little mini experiences as well. A lot of platformers, a lot of character-based, beautiful, charming types of stuff with full voice acting and beautiful music and nice little cut sequences. There's a lot of that in here, and there's also a lot of experimentation from the community trying to craft like title sequences and, just this kind of slickness to these experiences, which aren't incredibly beefy at this stage, and a lot of them come with little blurbs talking about this is the early alpha of this game, but we're still working on it when we have free time. And then you can also look at the credits for a lot of these titles, and it starts with one or two people, but then there are lots of contributors, maybe people that dropped in some music or dropped in different kind of animation tree or something like that. One of the huge core tenets of this game is its collaborative spirit. It's not just about being a solo dev. You can be a solo dev that does every single thing in your basement or your bedroom and sort of uploads it and shares it with the world. You can definitely do that, but you can also share that workload with a bunch of people that maybe have specific interests. Maybe they just want to make the music, or maybe they just want to make the characters or help with texture details or whatever. So you can create these little communities or little companies with different people and publish through this system, and it is astounding. You know, this is one of those types of... Actually, it's hard to compare this to anything else, but I guess the closest would be LittleBigPlanet, but this is one where you start to kind of click on a game or an item or something like that, and then you start to see all of the richness and all of the layers of work and love and attention that has gone into getting this out to you. And of course, like LittleBigPlanet, a lot of people have been experimenting with characters and universes that we know and love. You'll see Mario derivatives out there. I know that there's a Fallout experience in this game. It's trippy. It's very weird because, intermixed with all of that is, of course, a ton of original creations and crazy ideas and concepts that it's like a rabbit hole, It's truly like it's like YouTube. I mean, that's what I tweeted the other day. It's like the YouTube of video games. You start to click on things and you just keep going and you can put up search terms and you keep finding new things. And of course, not everything is, ready for prime time. It's not all AAA quality. But there's some good stuff already, and you can feel like the community is itching to just blow our minds away. And we know, that like they did with LittleBigPlanet, there were lots of user-generated levels in LittleBigPlanet that were just astounding. And the same could be said for Super Mario Maker. We're going to see incredible stuff in Dreams.
Just ink. Despite all attacks, the creature continues its rampage.
I will say that building, which is something that I shared with my daughter, and she checked everything out with me too, and her eyes just opened nice and wide when she saw the customization options that are available to her and to everyone. But they're overwhelming, and they are not something that you can jump right into and grapple with and understand every single aspect and all the minutiae. It's kind of tough to wrap your head around timing and Z positioning with objects and grabbing objects with the trigger button on the PlayStation 4 controller and tilting and leaning these little platforms and devices, and then thinking about texturing them and adding sculpt pieces in there, or adding your own characters or dropping other characters in there. There is a ton of detail that you kind of have to wrap your mind around, and I have not done that yet. There are many, many hours that needed to be spent over time, and this is something I want to definitely go back to with my kid, because I want her to have an understanding and an appreciation of a lot of the details that go into building the games that she's really starting to love, and really starting to understand the attraction of. And now she can tinker, and now she can play, and we can kind of figure some of this stuff out together. And I have to tell you, it's really great to share that load with my kid, because when LittleBigPlanet came out, I always wanted to make levels, but I didn't have a daughter at that time. I didn't have somebody to tinker with, and I ran out of patience, and even LBP was pretty complex. There was a lot to kind of understand even in those days. Dreams is a whole other thing. So I'm really looking forward to staying with this game, playing it for little bits and pieces at a time, and then I know there are going to be lost weekends coming up where I or my daughter and I will get lost, just try to craft something. But I'm astounded, and I'm definitely appreciative of all of the love and the effort and the belief that both Media Molecule and Sony poured into this product. It's incredible. I cannot wait to see this software really taken advantage of. I know that we're going to see something come out of Dreams that will be published elsewhere. It will be picked up, a concept, an idea, a mechanic is going to be so fun and so hooky, it's going to be ported to other things. And I can't wait for that day to come. And I know that's probably a huge dream for Dreams from Media Molecule. So this product is astounding. It's really hard to kind of tie it up in a nice little bow and give it a number, but I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and my eyes are all over this, and I can't wait to see how Dreams grows and grows.